Hey, what's up? I'm Ryan, Maker 238. This here is my multifaceted maker workshop. I don't really want to say it's my wood shop or my metal shop. I'm a maker. It's my multifaceted maker layer that I have a lot of fun in. I bring you guys with me. Y'all get to see what we're doing. Sometimes I'll do some fancy shots. It's hard for me to do that in editing and stuff. So I think I might change the channel around a little bit, where I really liked the way that we were doing stuff with the swim factor. How y'all were just kind of here and you're just following along with me. I think we might do that one on this one. Sometimes I might do the dramatic YouTube videos. Sometimes we'll get stuff like this. So yeah, how's everybody doing today? Y'all doing good? Y'all been nice to somebody today? I've been trying to say that a lot more, just to myself, my kids, people I meet, you guys. Be nice to somebody. It's a lot easier than being mean. You feel better. It's like walking outside in the morning on a sunset or a sunrise and just taking in a big old breath of air. Just makes you feel good. Might as well, right? What are we doing today? I got a pile of wood here. You're gonna get that sometimes. I mean, it's just, the jank is on high. Are they gonna stop barking? Today, hey guys, you do for me? I've got to make a tray. My daughter likes to make a lot of jewelry. She's got a lot of buttons and a lot of accessories, and that's piling up in a Ziploc baggie next to the sink. I might show that. I don't know. I don't really feel like walking in there. But what I've got to do is I've got to make a tray that will hold those various things. She does a lot of the bead bracelets. Y'all see me wear them in the videos. She's starting to make up a lot of them. I think she might do a little Etsy shop where she's promoting some of them, if anybody's interested. You know, encouragement to young makers is always really good. But I've got to make a tray out of wood. She said use a bunch of different colors of wood. I've got everything in here except for walnut. I need to track down some walnut, which I've got my peepers on now. And 12 by 9 is my dimensions. I can go 12 this way and 9 this way. Got to have a little something for the jewelries to hang on, like the bracelets. Figured I'd have just something come up and hook over. Might hit something up with metal. Do some kind of twist. I don't know. The shop's a mess right now. Do y'all want to see it? Kind of informal. I've got some raccoons coming in the middle of the night eating the cat food. I'll actually put that video up now. I mean, it's just adorable. I would love to play with them and hold them and just love on them, but you know, they've got thumbs. Does that freak anybody else out that that raccoons have thumbs? Here's the shop. This is kind of how I keep, you know, stuff is just a mess. I'm trying to get more organized. If anybody's got any good organization ideas with anything that you see here, please let me know. Believe it or not, that is an X-Carve CNC machine underneath all that stuff. But this is the state of the shop. I think what I'm gonna do, I like this format. I don't feel like I gotta be anything but me. So if you're watching this one, you're getting me. I just threw away a good screw. I think what I'll do is I'm going to chop all that stuff up to a 1/4 inch. I like working my material down to a 1/4 inch when you're making little light jewelry boxes. Let me show you. I made a box. What? They're going to do it again? What y'all doing that for now? I made a box a while back for my buddy Justin. And what I like doing is just taking a lot of little bitty different kind of offcuts of wood that you got. Because I don't really buy, like, I don't go places to buy lumber. A really cool way to find cheap lumber is get on Marketplace, just look up hardwood, you know, hardwood offcuts. I found a place, Tron, Tennessee. I don't know, but it's a place that makes hardwood office furniture, and they get a lot of offcuts or places that, see, when it's got the gnarly knots and the warts on it, people don't like it when it's going into those super fancy offices. But that's the stuff that I like. I like seeing the curly grain. I like seeing the knots poking through. I like seeing, you know, it tells you a little bit of a story about it. But I get a lot of my hardwood like that. I got distracted. But you take stuff down to 1/4 inch, and that just gives you, like, you know, it just feels light. This thing caught on fire. He's okay. House is okay. Just a little fire. But a lot of the wood that I've used for my ingrain cutting boards is this oak stuff, and it's gnarly, it's got knots in it, it's harder to work with. And you can see this used to be almost like a chair of some sort, you know, but they got to it at some time and they realized, I don't like the way this looks, or a supervisor came through and said, nah, check that out. And so I come through and you scoop up a pallet for it. I think I paid $75. So don't get discouraged making when you find that it's expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. You know, I've got nice tools in here that I've acquired, but I've been making for like 15 years now. You know, and I've picked these things up as I'm still buying nice tools. Like, I just bought my first nice table saw. You know, I mean, and it takes time getting up to that stuff. So don't go out and buy that store lumber. God, don't go to the big boxes and buy that lumber. You're wasting your money. Wasting your money. Go to little bitty podunk places that make stuff. Pallets is a good source of hardwood. You know, I've got buddies that I say that are getting into making. Go get your hardwood pallet. Get the one that says HT on the side of it. That's heat treated. They don't use any chemicals or any funny stuff. You're going to get poplar, mahogany, oak, cherry, maple. I mean, the list goes on. That's what the swim pactor deck's made from. It's nothing but hardwood from the deck of the swim pactor is made from nothing but hardwood pallets. Free. So don't waste your money going to the big box stores. It's a mess. So you're going to get some talking instead of table saw work. I mean, I'm mixed on that, because there are so many videos out there of people using the table saw, and they've made it look so good, you know, and I can't do that. I can cut stuff on the table saw, and I can come back and I can show you what I make. So I think that's what I'm going to do. My channel is about the end result. It's not, everybody's in between steps are different. So what are we doing, Ryan? I don't know. I'm going to come back when all that's cut up, and we'll kind of see what we can come up with. Another thing I hate about making YouTube videos, I love making YouTube videos. I would say one of the downsides is that y'all don't get to hear the music that I thoroughly enjoy. One of the things that I wanted to do since I was a little kid, 8, 9, 10, playing with my mom's 8 tracks, and in my room, is I wanted to be a DJ, you know, and this is really hard for me not to be like music, you know, and so it's one of the downsides. I think I was just jamming it out to some Bertha by Grateful Dead. You know, it's all part of the process. You know, when you get out and you're making, find you a good audio book. You know, I thought about maybe cranking up The Hobbit from scratch today. But when you get out making, you know, get you some good tunes going. You know, get that flow state. Let's get zenned in to your happiness. That's why you're out there. It's transformation, more or less. When you walk through that door, or open your shed or your basement, you're going down the steps, try to transition yourself. Let's go into the making zone. Forget your daily woes, forget all your stuff, man. Just get in there, zone out, and make. It's a beautiful flow state. It's just a beautiful place. Any kind of making, you know, any kind of making at all is beautiful. Painting anything, painting rocks, I think that's the coolest thing. I love people that just paint rocks. How cool is that? What are we doing here? Sorry about that. Well, I have a couple different options on how to approach this. I've got a bunch of different lengths of pieces of wood. I know my end result has to be 12 by 9. So I could technically start cutting everything down to 13, 12 and a half. I hate wasting. 12 and a half kind of gives you a little bit. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I went to go put it at a 1/4 inch, but then I realized I've got all these different pieces of widths and lengths and stuff like that. Say that a lot. So I'm going to rip everything down to 12 and a half inches this way, and then I'll take everything and I'll get a 1/4 inch this way. That way I can see how much physical material what I can make. I plan on doing some dividers, so I need to keep that in mind. Or do I do 18? Because 18 and a half, because that's 9. See, you got a lot to play with here, because then you will have some extras, but maybe we can take the little offcuts and glue them together and make something kind of like a hodgepodge thing. I don't know. So I'm going to take everything to 12 and a half, rip it all down to a 1/4 inch. I'm going to lay it out on the bench, and then we can kind of gather our thoughts and see what we're working with. People that are used to my other videos, please don't get mad. I just like doing stuff a little different sometimes. Alexa, play. Well, good. I'm sitting here cutting, I'm like, golly, at all the freaking sawdust. And one of the main reasons you got the saw stop, Ryan, so when you buy the Harbor Freight or any, I guess, one of those smaller dust collector dollies, yeah, it is. Let me get a drill. It comes with a little screen. Great. What's that noise in the background? I got the overhead air filtration system going. I'm trying to keep the sinuses cleared out. It's got this little grate, I guess, to stop chips. But I'm only going to use this for wood right here. I caught myself trying to use it the other day to get some stuff cleaned up off the ground. Like, no, Ryan, no. Oh, yeah. A Jeff Foxworthy fan from Georgia, so. Yeah. Alright. Time lapse. Commence. Whenever you're using the table saw, always stand, if the blade's right here, stand over to this side. That way if that thing decides to kick back, it's not going to hit you in the gut. I've got a scar or two right here where that happened, and it is not fun. So yes. Absolutely love the saw stop. Could not be happier. When I'm cutting this stuff, it's like nothing's there. Again, maybe that's because I've got a brand new blade in there and I should change my blades out more. Yeah. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Can y'all see that? Alright. Now that we've got our wood, we've got some cherry, some ash, all kinds of stuff. What did we say we needed? 9 by 12? I actually did 13 on that. How high, how tall do we want it? You know, it's a little jewelry tray. I mean, it doesn't need to be that much. What if, is that 9 right there? Yeah. I mean, so we could technically just do something like that. And maybe just use, you know, I love doing it like this. It's my favorite. See, that don't look good. Put some maple in there. Take the oak out. Maybe do, you see what I'm doing? I'm not going to make you watch all this. You play around with it. I mean, when you're a maker, you get to do it the way that you want to do it. You get to design it, all that stuff. I got a fan going, so if you hear a whoosh, that's what that is. Play around with it. The final goal is that it's going to hold stuff, and then it's going to do its thing. And whoever you're making it for, whether that is yourself or for somebody else, if they're happy, you've done a good job. When I started off as a maker, I got stuck on, am I doing it the right way? I learned that there really isn't a right way. There's a lot of people's interpretation on how to get from A to B. But if you're from A and you end up at B and it takes you a long time, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn that there's a quicker way. You're going to learn that I shouldn't do it that way. So on and so forth. Just key is that you do it. So let's come back when when I glued it up, got it together. I'll come back when it's better than this. When I feel like I'm ready to come back. Because I don't really know what I'm doing yet. You know what I mean? Yeah! Get! We got some headway here. A trick that I picked up on YouTube. I forget who I saw it from, but if you paint, or you use painter's tape on the bottom of your joints, for your small ones, you don't have to use clamps on. I mean, it gives it a little bit of a bow, but you can throw your glue in there, beep, put it on something flat, and then take the top, and then should be. Am I going to use wood glue or super glue? I kind of want to keep rolling. I might use super glue, and I'll just show you that you can use super glue at the end, and pretty much you're not going to be able to tell. So, yeah, just a little pointer. Pause. I just took the tape off the back. That's what that looks like. And before I did that, I went ahead and sanded that surface because that's going to be the bottom that you're actually going to see of the tray. This will be the physical bottom. Then I cut these at 1.5 inches. I'm thinking what I can do. Can y'all see this? What I can do is go ahead and wrap that, get the bottom part of the tray, you know, maybe have that part, this part that comes up, goes over. So this is kind of what we got going on. I don't know. So that, get that right there. Maybe take some of this ash, I think this is, for our little dividers. Maybe I can make a little tray that maybe slides. Tray that can come off and it slides out of the maple and the ash. Yeah, so we'll get that together. We'll do our little tray. And then what I did is I just took basically a rough drawing here on the bench of how that would hang. how much space and stuff I would need. And then I made up my own plywood, interlocking, you know, every layer. And this is ingrain cutting board from when I did my cutting boards. I figured that'd look really cool once it's shaped and it got all sucked in and all. But I'll take that over to the bandsaw, my homemade 20-inch bandsaw. I made that. I like showing it off. But I'll trim that down, sand it, flush it all, and then take it with the router and router all the edges and kind of make it rounded. That way it's going to be a nice little spot for that to go on. I put some little dividers in there for a tray to slide. I've still got to make a tray. I'm going to make the tray half that dimension and only stick up but that much. Figured maybe I'd use this cherry. Just a little tray that'll boop, boop, boop. Yeah, come back. Yeah! It's about lunchtime, I think. Might go make me a tuna sandwich. I don't know. I've got an idea for a tuna press. That'd be pretty cool. If anybody wants to see that, let me know. Boop, something like that. And then I'll use wood glue on that one and clamp it in the corner like that. Something simple. And we'll do the little tray. Maybe put a lid on it. Maybe do some glow forging with our favorite stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna go eat lunch. We'll come back. Alright. I wanted to point out, when you're making little dividers and stuff for trays, don't worry about it being proud. I'm gonna show you a trick here in a second to get everything to be nice the same. But don't be afraid to use yourself some spacers. Because there's no way you're going to get that in there perfectly, and you can do measurements and stuff like that, but you've got a mess of these laying around already, spacers that is, and so use what you got. And so I just did I did blah 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 blah, and then that way that one's guaranteed to be even. What did I do to get to here? I creeped everything up on the table saw. Again, don't worry about the bottom. I'm going to show you a trick on that. I forget what part. I went and ate lunch. Delicious. My goodness. And if you can get your hands on it, the Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A, you're going to want to take you a bagel. Any kind of bagel. I just like the regular white bagels. Cut it in two, put it in the toaster while that's toasting. Go over there and get your tuna out. Add you some mayonnaise, a little bit of ground pepper. Mix that up. Pop, comes out 2 pieces of provolone on that bagel. Immediately. Then you take it and you put you a little bit of hot mustard, a little bit of mayonnaise on the other side. Put it together, slice it down the middle. And then what you're going to want to do is dip just a little corner of that into some Polynesian sauce. I'm going to tell you, it's good. And getting to the tuna press, I do that because I don't like all the juices getting down into the beard. I smell fishy. I smell fishy later, you know what I mean? So I might do I'd like to do a tuna press, but I need a metal lathe. If anybody's out there that watches my stuff, if you got a metal lathe and you're willing to let go of it, please let me know. I'd like to buy one second hand, because that way I can get all the accessories that come with it. I think I come out a little bit cheaper that way. You know, earrings and such. You want a little bit of movement. And twist it to the side and still see if you can get it down there. And I'll round those edges off. And that'll finish that one out. What else are we going to do? I think it'd be neat if, remember this thing's going like that. I thought about doing a little secret door right here. That means I could probably make a little secret door. That way she can hide stuff in there. Maybe bring that section out right there. I got fluid in my ears. After this, I might go do my sauna. I got one of those little portable saunas for, you know, people, for the house. Of course, I guess it could be for animals too. But I am trying my hardest to get this thing breathing right, because it messes with my head, man. I get all, I might do the sauna after that, after this, because I'm allergic to something here. Something here I'm allergic to, whether it's the oak that smells like a cow patty whenever you cut it. If you have oak that you've cut, white oak, red oak, all oaks, smells straight up like cow crap when you're cutting it. So I'll probably do that. I like the idea of having her something. I'll probably send her that. Maybe maybe bring that out. Maybe make like a little cantilever lid that will pop up so you can get it off. You know, secret stuff, man. I mean, I was a kid. I liked having little places that you could hide stuff and little secret areas. Now I'm a maker and I get to do it pretty much as much as I want. My imagination is the limit. Y'all want to hear another story? Whoever's watching this, I really appreciate you listening through all my banters and my talks and what have you. That means you're really a big supporter of the channel. Fist bump to you. The 238 was a number that I was given at one of the treatment facilities that I was sent off to. I was sent off, just turned 12, and then right before I turned 16 I came back. But one of the places that I went to was called Three Springs. It's actually about an hour and a half south of me, believe it or not. But they gave me the number 238. I was resident 238. I wasn't Ryan. They didn't really call me Deloach a lot. I had 2 counselors that called me Deloach, but everybody else is 238. You know, so that's where the 238 comes from. Outdoor treatment facility place that I spent a year and a half of my life. We were in a little makeshift log cabin, whatever it was. 12-volt battery for power, no heating, or no air, but for our heat, we had a wood-burning fire that we would sit in the corner, and that thing would get cherry hot and heat everything up. But getting to the secret compartments, I had this military jacket, this camouflage jacket that had a couple of pockets on the inside. But one of the things that I did when I was away is I taught myself how to sew, and so I would sew just about everything for everybody. Custom tennis shoes with zippers on them, pants with zippers around the edge. But I took this army jacket and I decked it out with zippers. I mean, it probably had 20 zippers with pockets and compartments, and I had one that was right here, I remember, and I used to stuff string in it, and I would attach it to stuff, you know, as I was walking by, and I'd be like, oh, whoa, 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 Inspector Gadget, and then I'd pull it through like that. It was pretty cool. I like talking to the camera because that brings a lot of the cooler memories I have of those places out. Without getting too emotional, those places sucked bad. I don't wish that upon anybody at all. What you do instead, you teach yourself discipline as a parent, and you realize I can make mistakes because I'm not done learning. And you tell your kids that you made a mistake if you had, and you by golly, you pick back up, you try again. You don't give up. Send your dang kid off. Woo! Positive note, you get Maker 238 from it. So, wow, that took a toll. You get to know me a little bit better. I got it right there on a Zippo. Zippos don't blow out. I ain't giving up. Woo! I'm gonna leave that in. Am I gonna leave that in? As I was sitting here talking, I got to thinking, if I could put that in the center and then maybe out of this piece, because I haven't used this kind of wood yet, make me a little something to kind of stack up that'll hold this up. You know, give it some rigidity from side to side. I think I'm gonna do that. You know a little bit more about me. Come back when we got that. I might as well go ahead and make a lid. And what I'll do with the lid, I'll go ahead and tell you. Really cool trick, and I did this with my wood by right, boxing with wood by right video. That's awesome opportunity to work with him, James. Appreciate it, dude. But what you can do is just take your little piece that you're gonna use as your support for your top. Take it right there. Draw you a line. Draw you another line on how big your top's gonna be. Really simple. Make it easy now. Make it easy. So that's how big. Cut all that away. That's how big our little support piece for our top is. Then just take you a little slant. That way when you put your top on, boop, you can cantilever and pop that side up. So we'll do that. God, I did a lot of talking. Hopefully y'all didn't click off. Appreciate it if you didn't. Much love. I got some ideas for some stuff. Maybe coming up once I hit certain something. I want to do something for y'all. So, talk about doing a nickel. I've got a lot of... I don't want to lose that. I don't want to spoil that idea. But I'm going to make some nickels. Custom nickels for you guys. The people that really supported my channel and have followed me along the years, because it has been over a year. Stop talking, get to work, we'll come back. Outdoor therapy program. Yeah, y'all take 5 minutes out, look up what outdoor therapy looks like. Yeah, that's what's made me me. So went to a bunch of other places. Second Nature in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hidden Lake Academy, right down the road too, about 2 hours. Those are the 3 outdoor ones. So, I don't know, there's about 5 other ones. Another day, another story. Maybe, if you like stories, let me know. Story time with Maker. Alright, before I get too ahead of myself, that happens sometimes. I went ahead and made a little secondary little lid right here. And if you take, hopefully you'll be able to see it. If you take just one side and you ramp it and you leave your other side straight like that, what you can do then is make you a little lid with a little magnet. Make you a hole, the corresponding corner. And then I just cut the end off of one of those finish nails. Was that crown molding nails? And then you fill your hole. Whoop, that's the liquid super glue. Don't want that. That stuff is terrible. Well, it's good for certain applications. Not what I'm doing right now. I take it, and then I've drilled that hole slightly deeper than, or slightly shallower than that nail. And then I take a pick. And we're just at the surface. Not too much now. See? Got a little spray activator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we should be able to. It's got no rattling. Top doesn't fall out. Just something neat. She'll like it. If I was a kid, I'd like it. I mean, and if you find that that's going to be enough. I mean, yeah, if you completely, well, when are you going to turn it upside down? I mean, that's basically it. I got some glue filled spots that I've filled up with glue. finish sand, I was going to show you that trick. I was telling you about. Take you a block of wood, and this one I probably need to redo, but this has got some 80 grit sandpaper on it. It's just a block. And then take on your corners, anything that somebody's going to see, kind of hold it. Go like that. And see, by doing that, if I hadn't put this on, I could have laid out a big sheet of sandpaper and but you can always do this after the fact. Little lip there, and if you do it just like this, you're going to cut you a groove. So if you do it in a diagonal swooping twisting motion, makes all that stuff cohesive. Same thing right here with this side of it. No, and actually I did really good. I could probably sneak it in like that. Remember to move it around so you're not digging yourself a hole. And then that gets those edges. Making sure we flush all around, flush all around, flush all around. Just kind of do that. Kind of like a, ooh, whoopsie. Kind of like a wood file. You know what I mean? It's basically done. Do some finish sanding with some 220 with hand. Once all this stuff dries out real good. With the glue. There's her little tray. There's the little jobbity-doo. What do you think? What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. I started at about 11. So, I mean, and you could take stuff like this, bust you out a bunch of them, you know, cut multiple pieces. I could have made, you know, 3 of these, probably with not the wood that I had, but see what I'm saying? You know, make you up a bunch of them if you want to go to a craft store or a craft fair, something like that. I think these will do pretty good. And then as she adds stuff, if I need to put little dividers in here, I can do that. But it's got a good place for her to take her bracelets, throw them on. Ooh, see, don't overcomplicate it. Make stuff you enjoy doing. I like throwing a lot of pieces of wood together. I need to let all that sit and dry. I mess with stuff too fast. I'm ready to move on to the next step. What? Clean it up, come back, finish on it. And I need to wait to see if she wants to put something on here. But if we put something on there, it might stand out. Yeah. Alright, I'll do that. I gotta let it sit for about 30 minutes. Probably clean up, blow some stuff off. Do y'all like this kind? This kind bit you? I mean, I'm not set in one way. I've got ideas for days on projects. It's just how do I execute them? How do I shoot them? You know, do I focus too much on shooting it and then I'll lose my passion on the project? No, I'm just gonna carry y'all along with me. And yeah. Yes, indeed. We can do the bottle flip. Y'all remember that? It'd be pretty sweet if I would have done it first try. I don't have enough fluid. Nope, too much bounce. Come back when it's done. Yeah! Still got some wood for the next project. I like it. It's cute. I might round those corners off. Yeah. Come back. What's this? Oh, I made that piece too short. Super easy way to glue up small pieces of wood. And then when you peel off the side, very to little, if not none, squeezes out the other side. Bye! Come back! I decided to show this off beforehand. You just take something slick, this piece of like shelving, melamine. I think this actually came off a treadmill, believe it or not. But you take it and you put your like an 80 grit, 120, 50, 80, something like that, and then do you like a 220, something like that, and you just take it. And then you do that just a hair and it'll give you what you need. Got a tough corner there. And if you got one that's high, just put all your pressure there on that corner. Still doing the other ones. Hang on. There it is. Did you get the idea? That'll get you a nice slick top. And also hair down, leg down. Zoom out to when we're all done. And you know, building stuff, that is good. Building stuff, starting off, you're not going to do it perfectly the first time. You're not going to. You're just not going to do it. Doing it 100 times, maybe. But one tool I would say to go out and get as one of your first nicer tools, I mean this one's not top end, but it's not the cheapest one, is a orbital sander, random orbital sander, because any imperfections that you make when you go to put it together, you got one that's a little bit, one that's hanging up a little bit more, or this, that, and the other. I mean, you can almost carve wood and sculpt it with this thing. Get really good with this. Get really good with this. Make boxes. Make boxes, put pieces of wood together, and then play with this, you know, kind of use this almost like a router. I mean, kind of. And then you can sculpt make your corners, make everything nice and smooth. But definitely, one of the first things to do, and I'm thinking about doing a maker's tool inventory. That's my collection of tools over the last 10, 15 so years. Actually, it goes back further than that. Let's see, I'm 35. I graduated high school when I was 18. I went to RV school before I turned 19. I turned 18, graduated, went to RV school that following September, something like that. Shortly after my dad died, so, you know, just trying to figure out what to do. So I went to camper school. What were we talking about? Oh, I started collecting tools then. Because, I mean, I had my dad's tools, but then, you know, I got basic camper repair tools. I can go over those that I still have, actually. There's one right here I made in college. It's a pressure testing tool. Stick that in the side of the camper, and you fill that full of air up to 40 psi, and that checks for leaks and winterization. You know, kind of, but I'm not going to go over stuff like that. I'm just saying I have those tools still. I actually have some of the wrenches and stuff. But I'm going to go over the tools that if I were to start over, I would directly buy this one. The tools that I use the most, that I grab the most, you know, tools like that, clamps, can't have enough clamps, and then just kind of show my inventory. I've done kind of a shop tour. That's not that. This is just talking about the tools. So if you're interested in that, let me know. If there's any ones that you want to see, comment now. That way I know to do them, because I'll probably film that one today or tomorrow, because I'm off this week. So lots of making. It's Labor Day week, off this week, and it's what I decided to do. So yeah, just wanted to go over that before I forgot. And then you can use those used up random orbital sanders. This is 220 sanding disc. Don't buy those sheets if you can help it, because 9 times out of 10 these will work. So I better hurry up, she's almost home. Let's see what she thinks. And again, I'm making this for my little girl, Malin. I say little girl, my big girl. She's growing up too fast on me, actually. Too fast they grow up, man. They turn around and bam! Too fast. What am I going to finish it with? I got some shellac. I've got some boiled linseed oil. That kind of yellows the wood a little bit. I need it to be durable. My little hands are going to be on it. You know, you're just making it smooth to the touch. You want stuff to feel. Ooh, see? You want stuff to feel smooth. You know, that's it. That's all you're doing with sandpaper. And the reason they have so many different grits of sandpaper is 80 grit is going to get rid of a lot more than 220 will. But you start with 80 or 110, I don't know, whatever flavor you decide to get. Just work your way up, because each grit corresponding up takes away the previous grit's marks, sanding marks. I did a really good video on refinishing the top of a cutting board, where I talk about different grits in sandpaper. So after this, please go back and watch that one. I feel like it is a underwatched video. And if you do me a solid, if you like any of my stuff, share it for me. That helps me out. I'm getting close to being monetized. I like 400 hours, so that's not very much. We done. Kind of finished. Shellac. I've got brushing liqueur. I like this stuff. It dries really fast. I've got some shellac. Oh, this kind of gives it the fisheye look sometimes. If you do it real thick. Polyurethane is good. It's more of like a plastic coating. I think shellac and lacquer are alcohol based. I don't know. I'll probably do brushing liqueur. I like that a lot. Yeah. Play around with your finishes. That's the best thing to do, is find one, mess with it a bunch, and then get another one, mess with it a bunch. Is that wind bothering you from that fan right there? I had a video, 2 videos back, 3 videos back. The fan was just, it was in the background. I do apologize. It's hot in here. So hot in here. See, these are used up halfway. So I'll stick them right there. Because then I can use those again if, like that. This is 320. Overkill, but you know, it's what I do. If you've ever gotten anything from me, I'd like to think it's pretty much perfect. I try. Brushing liqueur. I'm not gonna let you want to watch me put it on. Is that interesting? Maybe. we might do it. Again, I hope everybody's having an awesome day. If you're not, get out there, make it awesome. How do you do that? I referenced that before. You try. Right? Try to have an easy day. Try to have a day that you're nice to somebody, you know, you're getting along with others. You can do that. You got it in you. Heck, if I can do it, and everything that I've been through, y'all can do it. That's the way that I view it. If I can, I was moving my swivel fan. If I can put a smile on, so can you, right? Alright, I like to get these cheap disposable brushes from Harbor Freight. I feel like I'm leaning in. Let's do this. Let's do that. Sometimes my stuff's not in frame. Sometimes it is. Let's not do this one in case she wants to burn something on it. Let's see what we're going to look like by doing the bottom first. How's that sound? Oh, that lacquer is just woo-wee. Well ventilated area. And that's what people like to see. And what I might do if I have them is I've got 4 little feet, jewelry box feet, that I'll probably put on the bottom. And you can hide any of your unevenness or your, you know, your stuff's wonky. Put you some feet on it. You know, if you don't have any little jewelry box feet, you could take just little squares, put them in the corners. That helps with uneven surfaces. And then you could even take that and sand that on my big thing that I had here. Sand your 4 corners, and that'll make it back level again. Level to what you're testing it on. Remember, whatever you make's got to go and live somewhere. You put the little foam feet on them, little felt feet, something, whatever's cheapest. That's what I like. Cheap, 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 cheap. This stuff has got to be alcohol based because it evaporates pretty quickly and dries. So if you're going to be using it for a long time, put your lid on. Speaking to myself there. Kind of let that dry. I've got some little... I'll come back when it's done. Alright, they just got home from school. She just went inside. I told her that I made her something, a surprise. I didn't tell her what it was. And she's going to be coming out here any second. You ready?
Yeah.
You're on camera.
Okay.
You know how you got that spot next to the, come stand closer. Don't look yet, don't look. You know how next to the sink you got that bag full of all your stuff?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
And look, it's got a little tray. So you can do earrings, and this is for your bracelets. I made sure it fit.
Oh my god!
And then this right here, look at this. It's got a secret to it, you ready?
But how do you do it?
And I left this blank, so if you want a wood burn, or I can glow forge, or some kind of logo, or something that you want on there. I love you. You love it? Is it perfect?
Yes.
So it's got a little magnet, so you can't even tell.
Oh, that's so good.
Pretty cool? Mom, do you approve?
It's insane.
So yeah.
I don't think she was expecting anything that
No.
awesome.
I was
Huh?
expecting you like a
And
little
so
tray. And then
when you want, if you figure out what you want right here, or we can just leave it blank, because then if you put something here, it draws attention to it. If you want it to be secret, or you can put something on it.
What do you think about that, Aaron? Yeah?
And with that, if it's something like the stuff that you're into right now,
Yeah.
and like let's say in 5 years you're not into it, or in a year you're not into it, we can make another one. You see what I mean? There you go. All right, go fill it up so I can put it on camera.
Okay.
I think she likes it.
I think so. I think that's safe to say.
Hey, you made it! I can't believe you made it! Or you're gonna have to do it now. You're here. That's heavy. Yeah, it is heavy. Anyway, well, go ahead and hit it, subscribe and stuff. You know, share it. Share it for a maker. Golly, it's getting heavy. Oh!